Now, the Greek word for worship has a completely different flavor from the Hebrew word. Well, they definitely overlap in meaning because both can imply bowing. And you see it first in Greek in Matthew, where the Magi tell Herod that they have come to worship their new king. And when they found Jesus, they bowed down and worshiped him and presented their offering. Bow down, worship, offering, all together. The Greek word is a compound word. And it may surprise you, it means unto and dog. Now, you're probably thinking, what in the world? Unto dog. How could that mean worship? Well, if you've ever had a dog, you know exactly what it means. Right? If you've ever had a halfway decent dog, you know that your dog thinks you're God. Right? Now, you can scold him for something he didn't know he wasn't supposed to do. You can forget to feed him. You can do all kinds of horrible things to him, and when he sees you, he's just so happy to see you. And he wants to jump up on you and lick your face, and his tail's wagging. Your dog thinks you're God. He worships you, right? I think that's a perfect description of worship. I don't think it's out of place at all. You know, your dog longs to spend time with you, right? He longs to go for a walk with you. He just wants to be with you. We had a yellow lab, and talk about a people dog. Oh my goodness. He hated to be by himself. He wanted to be with you wherever you went. It did not matter. And if I was hiking and I'd climb in a rock, he'd find some way, even if he had to go a half mile around to get to me. He'd find some way around because he wanted to be with me. That's worship, isn't it? Worship in both the Old and the New Testament happen in planned times, but they also happen spontaneously when people sense God's presence or goodness in their life. Now, again, if you get this, if you subscribe, I've got a half a dozen references here of spontaneous times of worship in the Old and New Testament, where people just suddenly entered into worship because of what God was doing in their life. These are very special moments that should cause us to pause and thank God for His steadfast love and His faithfulness. Sometimes it happens when we're reading the Word, or listening to a song, or we hear that God answered a prayer in our life. All of a sudden we hear the voice of God to our hearts, and we're overwhelmed with His love. And we say with Jacob, I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown your servant. When these special times happen in your life, take time to worship. Revel in His love. Just stop and soak in that place for a while as you praise and adore Him. Don't let the moment pass. You know when it happens. You know what I'm talking about. Just stay there for a while and worship Him. We miss so many opportunities to worship and to be blessed by worship because we're in such a hurry. To make the discipline of worship a priority